There's heartbreak, betrayal, and pure chaos brewing on Coronation Street next week. And trust me, it's the kind of week where everyone's secrets start catching up with them. Let's start with Todd, because honestly, the man's been through enough. But next week, his world turns upside down all over again. Todd starts to fear the worst. Todd's facing something truly scary. After getting tested for bowel cancer, the anxiety hits hard. You can see he's trying to stay calm, but his chat with George shows how frightened he really is. And when he starts talking about his own funeral plans, it's painful to watch. George, bless him, tries to help in his own awkward way, even snooping through Todd's emails just to find his next appointment. It's worrying, but at least Todd's not facing it alone. Theo, meanwhile, senses something's wrong. He can tell Todd's hiding something, but doesn't know it's medical. When he asks Billy, you can feel the tension. Billy clearly knows what's going on, but doesn't want to betray Todd's trust. Later, Todd rings Billy for a simple chat, and Theo's forced to smile through his fury. You can almost see the storm brewing behind his eyes.
3. Todd orders Theo to leave. The next morning, things properly blow up. Todd heads home after staying at Billy's and walks right into a nightmare. Newcomer Pete walked out of Theo's bathroom, and that says it all. Theo doesn't even bother to apologise. He accuses Todd of sneaking around when all Todd was hiding was a health scare. That's the final straw. Todd, broken and furious, tells Theo to pack his bags. It feels like the end for them, and maybe it should be. 4. Theo tries to make amends. But of course, Theo, being Theo, he doesn't back off quietly. Glenda's hosting one of her fun Mr. and Mrs. competitions at the Rovers, and Todd turns up, trying to distract himself. Then Theo arrives too, desperate to talk. Todd ignores him, but Theo won't take the hint. When Todd spots Glenda's clipboard, though, you can see something clicking in his mind, and fans might sense a bit of revenge brewing here. Here's what matters. Todd's finally standing up for himself, and it's about time.
5. Lisa makes a promise to Carla. Now over to Carla, who's struggling to trust Lisa. She's planning a trip to Ireland, but clearly doesn't want to leave Lisa and Becky alone together. Lisa, feeling hurt, promises she's over Becky, even declares her love to Carla to prove it. But knowing this lot, words don't always match actions, do they? 6. Betsy slips up. While Carl is away, Becky's playing mum again and spending time with Betsy. It's sweet at first. She's modelling Betsy's designs for her college project. Even Lisa joins in, and for a minute, it feels like a real family moment. Betsy records the whole thing and uploads it online, not realising that her mum's supposed to be dead. Becky's horrified. The fear in her eyes says everything. She knows one wrong person seeing that video could destroy everything. That's how quickly joy turns to panic on this street. 7. A shock arrest works in Costello's favour. Things spiral from there. Betsy's arrested, yes arrested, accused of damaging a police car, resisting arrest and even trying to attack Costello. Instantly, Lisa blames Becky, convinced her daughter's lost control since Becky came back. Costello, ever the villain, pulls Becky aside and warns her to vanish again, or Betsy will pay the price. It's pure blackmail, and Becky's face says it all. She knows he means it. This could really shake things up. Becky's back in the kind of mess that nearly destroyed her before. 8. Kevin feels isolated after his split with Abby. Meanwhile, Kevin's trying to keep it together after everything with Abby. She offers him time with Alfie, and he agrees, but it's clear he's still broken over the betrayal. Then Abby suddenly changes her mind and tells him to come another day, leaving him completely crushed. When Kevin breaks down alone, it's one of those raw Corrie moments that hits hard. 9. Abby makes an accusation. Abby, trying to move on, looks for a new job at another garage but doesn't get it. Her anger boils over and she storms to number 13, convinced Kevin's behind it. She accuses him of sabotaging her, and honestly, it's painful to see how far apart they've drifted. Viewers might remember when these two were fighting for each other, not against. 10. Tyrone suffers a nasty fall.
Elsewhere, poor Tyrone ends up in a bad way. Cassie's helping him with his recovery, but gets distracted when she and Steve decide to sneak off for a drink. Fizz, avoiding home altogether, leaves Tyrone alone far too long. By the time Cassie comes back, he's on the floor in agony after falling from his wheelchair. It's one of those moments where your heart just drops. Tyrone deserves better from both of them.
Number 11. Cassie catches Fizz in a lie. So Fizz then tries to shift the blame onto Cassie, but the truth comes out when Cassie learns Carla actually gave Fizz the week off to look after Tyrone. So that whole factory errand excuse, a complete lie. You can feel Cassie's anger bubbling, and it's clear this family feud's far from over. Here's the thing, Fizz might think she's protecting herself, but lies on the cobbles always find their way out. Number 12. Tracy tries to get Cassie out of the way. Tracy, never one to sit quietly, decides she's had enough of Cassie lounging about number 1, so she buys 2 tickets for Fizz's favourite band and suggests Cassie and Fizz go together, pretending it's a peace offering. But come on, this is Tracy Barlow. She's got her own reasons, and fans can bet it's more about getting Cassie out of her hair than fixing any friendship.
Next up, Bethany takes on a few salon shifts and looks after Hope, who's doing work experience there. Things seem fine until a client starts bragging about these so-called miracle pills that supposedly boost hair and nails and cause weight loss. Hope's tempted, and that's worrying enough, but then those pills mysteriously go missing. Bethany accuses Hope, tells her to empty her bag, and it turns into chaos. In the middle of it all, Bethany's stoma splits. It's shocking, messy, and tragic. She's been through so much already. You can feel this story setting up something deeper about body image and growing up in Weatherfield. Number 14. Tim tries to draw a line under things. Tim's trying to calm things down at home. He tells Sally he's done with Trisha and the unsettling stuff from their past. He insists it's over. But fans know Tim. He means well, but his curiosity always gets the better of him. So is it really over? Not likely.
There's news on the Rovers. Now here's a bit of exciting news. Carla tells Lisa she sold the Rovers. And the name that comes up? Ben! Longtime fans will know what that means. Eva Price is coming back, running the pub with Ben Driscoll and his family. That's massive. The Rovers have been crying out for some proper spark again, and Eva's return could give it just that. I can't be the only one who's missed her energy behind that bar. David, meanwhile, gets himself stuck in a lift, yes, really, and misses the pregnancy scan. Shona's gutted. She's been holding on to that excitement for weeks, and suddenly she's facing it alone. Thankfully, Bethany steps in with a plan to lift her spirits. We'll see if it works, but it's lovely to see that bond between them growing again. And finally, Asha's back home from the hospital, but she's clearly not herself. She hides under a blanket, shutting out the world, and it's heartbreaking to see. Deb's worried sick, but it's Bernie who takes action, warning that Naomi needs a serious talking to before she causes more harm. Knowing Bernie, she won't hold back. This last one's going to touch a nerve for a lot of fans. It's raw, it's real, and it shows how fragile Asha still is after everything she's been through. So yeah, next week looks emotional from start to finish. Todd's heartbreak, Becky's family under threat, Tyrone's accident, and the long-awaited news about the Rovers. There's no shortage of drama on those cobbles. Before you go, if you've made it this far and you're still watching and enjoying these weekly spoiler chats, make sure you tap subscribe so you don't miss the next one. It really helps the channel grow, and it means you'll always be first to know what's coming in Weatherfield. And in the comments, tell me which story you're most excited or worried about. Is Todd finally going to find peace, or is Theo about to drag him back into the mess? And how do we feel about either running the Rovers again? Whatever happens, one thing sets in. Next week's Corrie is going to keep us all talking.